Hello everyone. Quintessence Trainings, in association with its training partner TechRouting, welcomes you to the Technical Recruiters Training presented by TechRouting. You are now listening to Rajesh Muralidhar, your guide and mentor for this course. I will be presenting you the Module 1 of IT Recruiters Training, designed specifically for individuals seeking career as an IT recruiter for US-based IT consulting businesses. In Module 1, we would talk about why businesses need recruiting. And by the end of this module, you will be able to understand what recruitment is, how it is important for businesses, and what are the various types of recruiting that takes place at these businesses. Terms of references, businesses. Friends, before we start learning about recruiting, let me first briefly mention what we are referring to businesses here. According to the website www.businessdictionary.com, businesses is defined as an organization or an economic system where goods and services are exchanged for one another or for money. Every business requires some form of investment or enough customers to whom its output can be sold on a consistent basis in order to make a profit. Now, businesses can be privately owned, not-for-profit, or state-owned. So friends, PepsiCo, Reliance, ICICI Bank, Big Bazaar, Fortis, Taj Hotel are all examples of different corporate businesses, while a grocery shop around the corner or a hair salon or a boutique or a small dhaba is a private enterprise. In our training, wherever we mention businesses, we shall be referring to the kind of corporate businesses we just now gave examples of. The recruiting overview, the what and why. Corporate businesses usually have different functional divisions which work hand in hand with one another. These functional divisions will have different positions or job openings with clearly defined job roles and responsibilities. To fill in these positions, businesses need resources that should be aptly qualified in terms of skills, education, and experience to deliver on the expected roles and responsibilities. Now, how are these resources found and who identifies them for the organization? Who does it? This is done by the recruitment department. But from where? For vacant positions, the prospective resource may be available within the business itself, sometimes within the same functional division, or maybe in some other division. These resources may also be available on a job portal or a social networking website, or may be invited to apply for an open position through a newspaper or magazine advertisement. However, some very successful recruiters depend heavily on taking references from existing employees, as it is the most effective way of finding a resource. The point is, prospective resources are available in abundance. How? We all have some qualifications in terms of our education, experience, and skills that we may have developed over the years working in the fields that we're working in. Truly speaking, it makes all of us a prospective resource for some business that may be expanding or may be looking for the kind of qualification we possess. Like us, virtually everyone who is seeking to work as per his or her qualification and experience is a prospective resource for these corporate businesses. The question is, who would identify us and who would land us the job that we always dreamt of? Who would do that? Yes, this is what recruiters would do. And this is what is called recruiting. The process of converting prospects into employees is called recruitment. As per the website www.businessdictionary.com, recruiting is defined as the process of finding and hiring the best qualified candidate from within or outside of an organization for a job opening in a timely and cost-effective manner. The recruitment process includes analyzing the requirement of a job, attracting the employees to the job, screening and selecting applicants, hiring and integrating the new employee to the organization. In the later modules of our course, we would deal with recruitment in context of US IT consulting organization and explain how the work of analyzing job requirements, attracting seekers to the job, screening and selecting appropriate resources, and finally hiring and inducting them to the organization is carried out. The type of recruiting. We can understand the type of recruiting as the proposed association between the job provider and the job seeker. Mainly, it can be categorized into two types. First, direct placements, wherein employees receive payrolls as wages from business that is hiring. There may be legal contributions required from the job provider towards some kind of retirement saving funds. Employers may also have to take tax collections from their employees on government's behalf. The employees may be directed to what, where, when, and how to do the work. And the other is contractor. A contractor or an independent contractor will invoice his or her work on an hourly basis rather than getting a salary from the employer. Will perform a set task, and once the task is completed, the engagement ends. Will be using one or some of its resources to carry out the task. May be working at multiple places or at multiple projects at the same time. May be allowed to subcontract the work. Direct placements can further be understood to be of the following types. Full-time employment. A full-time employee is engaged for work on a regular work days of the week for full work hours. For example, someone may be hired to work from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. A full-time employment engagement is usually for a long term. Part-time employment. A part-time employee is engaged to work for regular work hours but less than a full-time week. For example, someone may be hired to work from Wednesday to Friday between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Casual employment. Casual employment is considered for irregular and short-term work demands. It does not guarantee regular work hours. Trainee apprentice employment. Businesses engage young graduates and freshers as trainees or apprentices. This type of engagement is offered when the future or probable employees are to be accustomed to the organization work culture. Trainee engagement can be either full-time or part-time engagement. For now, friends, that is all about types of recruitment. By now, you are expected to know what is recruiting, why businesses need recruiters, and what kind of recruiting is done by businesses. Hope you enjoyed the learning of this module. You can now go on to test your understanding of this module. Thank you for being a part of this learning. All the best to you and looking forward for your participation in our next module.